Greetings. Are you ready to answer some questions?
I sure am, because I'm really smart. See the size of that cranium?
Okay. Wait.
I'm not that smart.
It's Ed Edmunds.
How about that? So, what kind of questions do we have here today?
Let's see. Where do we get our ideas?
A million places. Just like what's in the movies, what's in the culture. Sometimes we dream up stuff. I don't know. Where do we get
Our
ideas?
crew gives us a lot of
That's
ideas. And just different people in the industry. You guys can send us ideas. You guys have lots of ideas. How long does it take to make a gruesome monster?
Well, that can vary. Now, if it's a mask like this, we can actually sculpt that in a day, mold it the next day, and have a mask by the third day painted. But if it's something bigger like this guy, it's like a monster on a stick sort of thing. You know, this can take a few days because you got to sculpt a big body and things like that. And so it just depends on the monster. But we're going to show you a monster in a minute that took months. And so those are pretty easy. This little guy, he's not too hard. He says greetings. And so, you know, this might take, what do you think, maybe a few days?
Yeah. I mean,
maybe a week.
Basically, we start with water-based clay. We don't use oil-based clay. Water-based clay, and make the sculpture and then make a mold. Usually pottery plaster is what we make the mold out of. And then you can pour your latex pieces out of that.
Yep, we do a lot of latex here.
How do you know during the design process if the monster will be scary enough?
We're professionals. We know what scary is, right?
Well, sometimes we failed, you guys. But yeah, we're getting ready to go to a trade show right now, so we're making some new stuff. And from past experience, we kind of know what works. We've been in business 40 years, so you know, we've had a lot of things that didn't work during that time. And I would just say, don't be afraid to try. You know, you're going to fail sometimes, and you just have to experiment with stuff. But we do have experience with stuff that scared people, so we try to do that sort of thing as much as possible.
Zombies, creepy stuff, big teeth.
Big teeth.
Yeah.
What material do we think is easiest to make a monster for a pop-up book?
Pop-up book. Oh, okay.
You know, you guys, look at this.
How about that?
This is a catalog we did in 1990, many years ago, 28 years ago. And it actually is a pop-up book. So
Can
you open it up,
stuff?
and there's the guy coming out of the grave. And so this is just made out of a thick paper, a heavyweight paper, or maybe a cardstock. Any top tips when making a pop-up book?
Top tips: patience. Test your ideas. You know, don't color it and paint it and stuff. And then, oh, that doesn't work. Make sure it's folding nicely. Maybe hot glue it to the pages. Make sure, yeah, that works good. And then put the work into making it perfect.
See, this, you just have to watch, I guess, where things bend and so forth to get it to move out smoothly and not bind up.
That's Barry B. Bones, by the way.
So let's go show them this big monster.
All right, so if you have lots of time and so forth, this was done for Star Trek Continues. But we made this, an actor actually wore this, and he had a helmet on. His head's behind this head, but with the helmet on, he could turn the head. He also could close the mouth. He could close these hands, and the actor was tall, so he's taller than this. And so he couldn't see, of course, because this head's in front of his. So he had on these goggles with TV screens in the goggles, and then we put a little camera right here so he could see, and it had to be completely detethered. So we had a company called Blazing Illuminations. They came in, lit the eyes and the dome, and they could do everything with no cords attached. And so it was quite a monster.
Right, so his brain, the dome, it would change colors based on his emotions. So like during the show, if he was sad, it would turn one color. If he was angry, it would turn one color. So it was very cool. And that took a long time to sculpt. It was months of work, and we had various people working on it. working on the sculpt, and then of course every single piece had to be molded. So it was quite a project. But anyway, so we do some big stuff like that. We do a lot of masks. And so glad we could talk to you guys.
Yay!
And good luck with your pop-up books.
Yeah, have some fun with that, because that's really fun. This was one of our best catalogs. So yeah, enjoy the process and learn lots, and maybe we'll see you again someday.
Yeah, and I hope you send over some pictures of your pop-up.
That's right, I want to see those pictures. Ha!
Bye from
Bye.
Distortions. Bye-bye.